All right, welcome back. We are going to talk about sleep in this video. If you missed the other videos, I will drop the links in the description. We were talking about a new year, a new you, and as you can see, I have my little helper with me today. So we are talking about sleep. I found a definition on the Merriam-Webster dictionary that I thought was very interesting. So I'm going to read what they define sleep as. It says the natural, easily reversible periodic state marked by the absence of wakefulness and by the loss of consciousness of one's surroundings, changes in brain activity and physiological functioning, and it's made up of non-REM sleep patterns and REM or REM sleep. It's usually considered essential, this is the part that's fascinating, to the restoration and recovery of vital bodily and mental functions. So if you are not getting enough sleep, then that means that your body doesn't have what it needs and your mental state may be suffering, your mental functions, because sleep is basically the body's way of resetting. It gives that a time of rest, that time to reset and get back to where it should be, processing all kinds of things from the day and just sorting things out. So if you're lacking in sleep, then you might be lacking in other areas because your body doesn't have the time that it needs to reset and rejuvenate. It's recommended, depending on your age, that you get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every day. And I would be willing to bet that many adults don't get that much because I know I don't. So there are other things that you can do, some things that you can do to help your body get ready for sleep. I like to use essential oils. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about them. They are the essence of a plant, the liquid part of a plant after it's been distilled. And we use lavender and cedarwood a lot. We have diffusers in just about every room of our house, but at nighttime, lavender and cedarwood go in there just to help calm. You also want to have some kind of bedtime routine in place. Maybe you take a relaxing bath, or maybe you just sit and read a chapter out of a book, something that is very calming and not requiring a ton of energy. You're kind of sending signals to your body that it's time to rest and relax. And you're just having that routine that you do every night so your body knows that it is time for rest and time for bed. We try to give our girls a bath, and I put essential oils and Epsom salts in the bath. That's a great way to signal your body that it's time for rest. You want to try and avoid screens an hour before you go to bed because of the light that is emitted from the screen. It confuses your body with your rhythms of things that you are sleeping, and that light just kind of changes what your body thinks it's supposed to be doing. So if you're going outside and you're spending lots of time outside, that's a great way to reset those rhythms or get those rhythms where they need to be. Lack of sunlight does have an effect on our sleep, unfortunately. I think those were all the tips. Let me just, yep. So I found a website that I thought was pretty interesting. It's called sleepfoundation.org, and they had some pretty interesting information and different articles that you could look into. Another tip for sleep is something called grounding, where you go outside and stand on the ground with bare feet, not no soles, no shoes, bare feet, and that helps to kind of recharge your body. The earth brings negative ions out. Sometimes when we're spending lots of times on devices, we have lots of positive ions, and the earth has negative ions. There's other natural substances like crystals and rocks that have negative ions, and the best way to recharge is going to the ocean or the mountains or like a waterfall where there's lots of running water. Those have negative ions, which are very good for you. So those tips you can try to implement for sleeping. And then I just want to leave you with a quote that I found. It's from Kim Harrison, and it says, "Anything worth having is going to be hard." So instead of whatever it is that you want to do that night, you need to be mindful of putting your sleep first and putting your bedtime routine first. So instead of whatever it is that you have to do, you have to really prioritize your sleep, because our busy lives, we can have sleep really on the last of the to-do list, and that's not very healthy for our body. So I would encourage you to set some kind of bedtime for yourself and stick to it, and see if there is an improvement in other areas of your life, because you are putting sleep first and making it a priority. If you have any questions, or if you have your own tips of what you do as you are winding down and getting your body ready for bed, I'd love for you to drop those in the comments so we can learn from each other.